What's up, everyone? Sean Count Blagrath here today with an EP review, first review of 2017, and we're starting it off with a great note. I am reviewing the 2017 Chugcore release of footage of a Yeti purging the human condition. This is the brand new EP from Queens, New York deathcore band that have been around for many years. Debut EP 2011's Volume 1. Second EP, The Prophecy. I can't remember what year this came out. I want to say it was like 2013, maybe 2014. And then we have Purging the Human Condition, which is their third and by far their best and most well-written. This is a 7-track EP. It's quite a bit longer than their past releases, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I feel like I want them to write a full length, just because I feel like it's just too damn short. I want more from this. But it's definitely a very good, quick punch to the face of pure deathcore, and that's what I love about these guys. Their sound has definitely evolved over the years. They started off as being kind of it wasn't bad, but it was relatively standard chuggy deathcore. Wasn't a lot of focus on the blast beats. It wasn't like the Whitechapel worship sort of deathcore. It was much more of a chuggy sort of sound, and then they went even like more chug based, in my opinion, with The Prophecy. But this was much more well written. There's a lot more memorable moments on this EP. It's one that I have constantly gone back to over and over again since it came out. I have listened to it hundreds of times, and don't get me wrong, I still listen to Volume 1 quite a bit. Some of my favorite footage songs are on there. This one was definitely a step up in terms of writing and production, and this one is on a whole different level. It's unbelievable to me how much these guys have truly evolved while keeping true to the deathcore sound, without really making any compromises on the aggressive nature of their music. If they're a band that's very polarizing. If you like chuggy deathcore and you really like breakdowns, you'll love them. If you don't like it, you'll hate them. And to me, I love that sound. But this time around, they definitely introduced the breakdowns in, I don't want to say more sparingly, but they have much more impact because of the faster sections on here. A great example of this would be the 2-part track, Purging the Human Condition, Parts 1 and 2, where, to me, it's some of the fastest stuff they've done, and even some of the breakdowns are really fast, especially I believe it's on Purging the Human Condition Part 1. There's a very quick, fast pattern within the song with an awesome lead that goes over it, and the transition into it is one of my favorite moments on this EP. To me, the transitions are something that is very, very important to introducing a breakdown. And the way they use their transitions are absolutely seamless, and it's fucking great. I love how this EP starts with the song Dream, Death Rules Everything Around Me. That song, I just love how it builds up with the chugs into the very first thing you hear is absolutely crushing. Not necessarily a slam. I don't want to say it's really a breakdown because technically it doesn't break down from anything, but it's still this very chuggy, heavy as hell. If you listen to it and you want to bang your head, you'll snap your neck. If you're a type of person that wants to just knock a motherfucker out, this is the shit to do it to. And just how it builds up into the faster sections with the first verse and the blast beats, leading into the first breakdown with the awesome snare transition. It just really showcases that these guys are more than capable of absolutely incredible songwriting with seamless transitions. And this does have quite a bit of variety to it, especially with the song Hellgate, which is a mostly instrumental song that feels almost progressive. And I really enjoy the leads that are on that song because it makes it very memorable. Not to mention with, once again, the heavy as hell breakdowns that transitions into constantly. And one of my favorite moments on it is after there's like a short little vocal section, builds up in speed, and then it just slows the fuck down, and it sounds unbelievable. favorite moments on here, Deceiver, Deceiver, especially the ending. There's a section where I don't think it's ugly chords, but it definitely has that vibe to it, with it being in the background of the breakdown. And then when it slows down, the snare pop comes in, and it's just this overbearing, obnoxiously heavy breakdown that happens. And in between, there's a pan of this like really eerie sounding like ugly chord that's panning from side to side, and it's just a nice subtle touch. And that's another thing I love about footage of Yeti, is they have a lot of very subtle moments to what they do. They're not a subtle band by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, they're one of the most obnoxiously heavy bands currently in the underground. But the little subtle things they add to it, like a little bit of the guitar effects, some of the pans that they have on their releases, just very great attention to detail. To me, that's what makes these guys so special, especially on recording live. They're just on a completely different level. One of the tightest bands you'll see. And I absolutely love this. There's the final track, Death Prayer, which is one of my absolute favorites. Goes through all the different moods of the album, and then there's a guest spot from Tyler Shelton of Traitors, and he absolutely destroys that section. I love how off time that section gets. I love the guitar tone of the entire album, but it really shines on that song, in my opinion. And that's also vocally the most diverse outside of Tyler's part, because there's a little bit of spoken word, quote unquote. It's all my fault, I let this happen, and how it just kind of layers up. It just has this very panicked feel to it. And that's the thing that I love about this too, is you definitely do get a sense of what the lyrics are about, not just through the music, but also through the vocal delivery. Wretched World is just a very seethingly hateful song, and it's definitely one of their most hateful songs to date, and I absolutely love it. And honestly, this has me very excited to hear what these guys are going to do in the future. And as I said about them live, they have an upcoming tour that I highly recommend you check out if you live in the southern part of the United States. They're going to Florida, Texas, places along there. I'll provide a link in the description to their Facebook page. Go give them a like. This comes out tomorrow, Friday, January 20th. You can pick up a physical copy through Chugcore. This is not the exact version you'll get. This is the pre-release version, which it states there. It'll have a full booklet, shit like that. But Chugcore has a version that comes with a short sleeve. There's one with a long sleeve, and then you can just get the CD. Highly encourage you to pick it up. If digital's your thing, you can get it on iTunes. I'm pretty sure they'll have it on Bandcamp. Places all over. If you want to pick it up. So this is my review of it. For a score, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. My only gripe is I want more. And that's the one thing, too, I got to give them credit for, is they know how to write an EP that is just long enough to leave the listener going, God damn it, I wish there was more. And then you just go back and re-listen to it. This is one of those EPs where when I listen to it, I have it on repeat. Like the day that I got this, I seriously listened to it like 10 times in a row. And one other thing too, a lot of people had asked me to compare them to another band. While they're not really reinventing the wheel with the style, I can't really compare them to anyone because they have their own sound. While it's still deathcore and you know what you're getting yourself into, and I could say, yeah, it's for fans of Thy Art Is Murder. That's not really fair to Footage because they don't really sound like them. They have a lot of their elements, but they use it in their own unique way that is almost really hard to describe, and you have to experience it for yourself. So I will put also, for the links in the description, to the songs Dream, Death Rules Everything Around Me, and the song Death Prayer. And check it out for yourself, decide if you like it, and if you do, definitely pick up a copy. So 9 out of 10. Definitely pick this up. Highly encourage it. It's worth your money, and check them out live. So that's my review. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video.